Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hurricane HQ, and today we are going to be taking a look at today's severe weather threat in parts of Montana, North Dakota, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. And before we start this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to never miss the next weather update. So, taking a look at the latest Storm Prediction Center outlook, you can see we have a slight risk for severe weather up here in parts of North Dakota, Montana, and even a little bit stretching into South Dakota there. But mostly the main threat is going to be in these two states here. We also have another slight risk in the northeast U.S. for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, although this area doesn't look as bad as this area, just west of in the Midwest states. So we're actually going to be focusing on the Midwest states more in this video. Now, we also have a marginal risk surrounding the slight risk up here. This extends all the way into Canada, actually. So we could have a severe weather threat in Canada also. Same within the northeast U.S. So now let's move on to our tornado threat here. So luckily today, there is not really any tornado threat for the northern United States. Other than the northeast, we do have a 2% chance. Although I don't believe that we're going to have any spin-ups, maybe an isolated one or two is possible. Now if we move on to our winds threat here, you can see this is most likely going to be the highest threat we have in the Midwest here. You can see we have a 15% chance and a pretty large 15% chance of winds over 60 miles per hour, and that 5% chance over here surrounding that region, even going into Canada. And we can't forget about the other 15% in the northeast. Yet it is smaller. We still have a chance for those strong winds. Now if you move on to our hail outlook, luckily we have a pretty low chance. Now, let me just say, this chance isn't none. We have a 5% chance, and we're most likely going to be seeing some pea-sized hail in some of these regions here. Although, anything over an inch, I don't believe will really be happening. Maybe isolated one storm might bring something over an inch, but I believe you're pretty good with hail. You don't have to worry about bringing your cars in or anything for that. Now, if we take a look at the overall severe threats here, and this is my prediction. So I'm saying that there is no threat for tornadoes in the Midwest. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to see any. We could see some rotation, maybe a few warnings, but I'm just not expecting any tornadoes on the ground or anything. So you shouldn't really have to worry about tornadoes. Damaging winds, I feel like, is the largest threat here. We could be seeing really strong winds in these thunderstorms, as we possibly could be seeing a squall line, which we'll get to later in the video. Also, we have a threat for large hail here, and this is pretty low though, but again, we have a threat for some large hail. You don't have to worry about bringing your cars in, but then again, it's still a low threat, and you should definitely read the warnings and see what they're saying for hail, because, you know, we could be seeing some isolated storms with very heavy hail. Now let's move on to our latest watches and warnings around the U.S. Now, this is as of 10 p.m. Eastern here, but you could see here in Maine that we have some fire weather alerts and stuff here. We also have a whole bunch of fire weather alerts and heat advisories and stuff all around the West Coast there. So that we desperately need rainfall in some of these areas. We have some fog advisories in the northeast U.S. here, and we also have a lot of flood advisories and flood warnings for the southeast here, and deep south. That's where we have to still watch for some flooding. Now if we move on to our current satellite here, you can see we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms starting to pop up in the northwest United States here. You can see they're starting to pop up. They're not going to be severe yet, although we could be seeing a few severe going into this afternoon. Although the highest threat for severe storms in the Midwest is going to be later this evening into night. Now let's actually take a look at some weather models here. So this is our very first. We're going to use the HRR model, and as you can see, we have a few scattered rain showers, but not much happening right now. Now if we move over to our 10 here, you could see that we could start to see some scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two popping up. And that right there is going to become a line of storms as it moves into eastern Montana and North Dakota. Now you can see it's slowly going to get more organized as we go to the next few models. It's getting a little stronger, and we're starting to see a line forming here of some strong storms possibly. And as we continue to see this, it's going to get pretty strong. You could see we're going to have a line by when it hits North Dakota. And if you're in North Dakota, you have to be watching out because we could be seeing a squall line with some severe storms, maybe even some hail in this thunderstorm here. So that is why I did put a low risk for hail, but it's not none because we have that risk of a few storms maybe bringing some hail. Now let's take a look at our instability in the atmosphere or CAPE. This basically, instability is good for thunderstorms. The higher it is, the better, and the more favorable the areas for thunderstorms. You can see we have pretty high CAPE values in parts of North Dakota here. That is going to help. You can see over the next few hours, it does continue to go up. So we are definitely going to be seeing some strong storms once it hits central North Dakota. Here you can see we have some strong storms, and that slowly becomes a little weaker. But then again, CAPE of 1,500 joules per kilogram, pretty high. Maybe even some isolated areas getting into 3,000 to 4,000. So we definitely need to watch out for some very high level amounts of instability. Now if we move on to our K index, this basically shows where we're going to be seeing like amount of storms. So just say up here, anything over 35 means numerous storms. So we're going to be seeing numerous storms in some of these regions in North Dakota later today. And you can see we get up to 42. So we could be seeing some strong storms in this region and stuff like that. Now if we take a look at our wind shear, this is a pretty important factor in severe weather. You can see, well, thunderstorms, they require a lot of wind shear. Luckily, we definitely have a lot of wind shear available in North Dakota, and this wind shear is only going to continue going upward. It's going to continue going upward a bit. But yeah, wind shear, pretty good. Definitely favorable for severe weather in North Dakota. Now if we take a look at our supercell composite, this basically says that like it's a scale of 1 to 50 plus, but it basically says where we could be seeing the highest chance for supercells. Now, up here, supercell composite up to a 5, maybe being a little higher. But again, we have to be looking out for some supercells forming. Supercells, they commonly bring tornadoes or rotation. So, not the highest threat in North Dakota today. But then again, we have to watch out because we could see 1 or 2 supercells popping up. Now, if we take a look at the significant tornado parameter, you could see this area right here. This is our area of concern because we could see this scale heading up to 5.47 out of 10. So this is over a 50% chance of a significant tornado in this area over here. So if you're in this region, you have to be watching out because we could be seeing a tornado in that region. Now, let me just say that this area will move. This is a model. It's not exactly what's going to happen, but we have a pretty good chance that if we are going to see a tornado, it would be in this region right here near central Dakota, North Dakota. Now, if we move on to our general overall threat index, this is my prediction. So I'm saying that we're most likely going to have a 5 on this thing. So that basically means that we have a pretty good chance of seeing severe weather, although I don't think it's going to be like a super outbreak or anything. It's just going to be a severe weather event through this night. Tornadoes, not really that likely. Supercells, not as likely either. Although some damaging winds definitely brought up the scale to a 5. So that means there's a 50% chance of seeing a pretty big severe or widespread severe weather. So 50% is my forecast. Now, I would like to thank everyone for watching this video. I hope everyone found it informing and useful. I definitely recommend you subscribe to the channel. It helps me out. and helps me get even more content out to you guys. And yeah, I definitely recommend you comment any questions down below. I'll answer them within an hour or two. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to look at our website link, our Discord server, all of our outlets are in the description below. Feel free to check those out. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.